Hello, my dear Taurus. Welcome, welcome. And I'm so excited for this reading because we are entering the 1st of February. This reading will be for the month of February for 2021, but whenever you find it will be the perfect time for you to listen. So please continue if the time has passed. Note that this is a general reading. We'll be going through a cycle of the medicine wheel. We have your center here, of course. This is your past mindset, your messages from the spirit realm, and your forward action, forward movement into the future. And then this is the Lenormand, which will be read like a sentence. We're also right now going into Imbolc, which is the cross-quarter Sabbath that's marking the midpoint between Yule, the winter solstice, and the spring equinox as well. So we're in this in-between time where we're feeling the need to take action, but we're also in a meditative and also very hibernation feeling time as well from the winter solstice. So we're going to be focusing very much on your goals, a lot on forward movement, but in a way that's very balanced and a very steady, I guess you could say. So let's dive in here. The center is divine connection. So you're being called to, again, sort of focus that light that lives within you, to bring that to the surface and to live through your truth running the show, and connecting to your divine sources of your choosing. The past here is self-reliance, so burden basket here. And this is sort of a backpack. It could also be a mailbox that was used in ancient times for people to gather sticks and, kindling, firewood, also berries, and medicinal herbs, things like that. Obviously, the warriors would have a much bigger basket than like the grandmothers or the women. So this is about knowing the burdens that you carry. This is about, and like I mentioned, it's kind of like a mailbox. So people would put it at their door to remind them not to bring their stagnant energy or to bring any burden through the door into that space. So there's a little bit of boundaries here. There's a little bit of also kind of a one-ring circus, like you are carrying all the burdens where really you just need to carry your own. Your mindset here states that it's time for your hour of power. And I really love this concept because there is literally an hour of each day where each of us feel the most powerful and the most aligned with action and potential. So you can literally just be aware of yourself for an entire day and find where you feel the most aligned with action, where you feel the most propelled and ignited. And also making a ritual of joy. Life is meant to be a dance. So it seems that you've been a little bit burdened by past pains, maybe some things that have happened, past experiences. And divinity is coming through to say, well, you just connect yourself, connect and ground with your emotions and your intellect and make that balance known. And then you will find yourself dancing through life. Then we go here to the, I love this card. Goodness, I say that a lot, don't I? This is the Whirling Rainbow Prophecy. This could very well be one of the most influential, most abundant cards I've ever seen in my whole life. This is the fifth world of peace. And all of the New Age astrologers and spiritual leaders and consciousness creators, all of these different groups of people are bounding together to talk about Christ consciousness, to talk about the fifth world of peace, the age of Aquarius, the 5D, this beautiful ascension that's coming through is also going to be affecting you. And it's going to be quite beautiful. It's going to lead you to this awakening this awakening path that you are on. And you're going to find life to become very much more enjoyable in the next foreseeable future. And into that future, we also have a power place. So you're being guided to call upon your own sources, again, with that self-reliant piece as well down here, to really focus on what brings you the most joy, what brings you the most power, because this is very much about connecting to the earth and drawing upon that power. Okay, the Lenormand has a story for us, and it starts with the community. the child, the rider, the lilies, the dog, the clouds, and then the empire or the tower. Beautiful. Okay, so there could be a child involved. You could be manifesting a child, but this could also be your inner child. And I really love how there's a castle here, and then at the end of your sequence, we have a castle here as well. So the way that I would read this is, you have been dreaming of this empire since you were a child, and you've been trying to move forward towards this truth, towards this goal. And it doesn't seem to be moving very quickly because we do have the reversed rider here. And the rider is all about fast moving energy, very divine, connected energy. And then we have the lilies here, which can sometimes be very maternal because we do have the child here. So if you're manifesting a child or you're having some instincts kick in when that comes up, let me know. This is just a general reading. So for the sake of the general reading, we will go with this being an inner child dream, a goal that you are building. But reach out to me. There's everything you need to know in the description box as far as scheduling your own reading, and that can be personalized to you. But for now, we'll say that manifesting maybe a community focused goal and dream and empire, helping others, maybe like a retreat of some kind, because we do have this power place here as well. So connecting to the Mother Earth and making the world a better place as well. So that could be calling to most of you. The lilies are a very positive card. It's usually a maternal energy, but it's more like that nurturing, that phase of, you've got what it takes, you've got this within you, you can and you will. Then we have the dog here, which is loyalty. So you're loyal to this cause, but we continue to see the clouds are about literally like cloud cover. Could be in your way of this divine connection. It could just be cloudy thoughts, not feeling on top of your game all the time. And I mean, who does, right? Then we have the empire there at the end, which is your goals and what it is that you're building. It's not like the tower card in the traditional tarot, which is like upheavals and interventions from the universe. This is more what you're building, your castle, your inner truth. And I like how it's very much similar to this power place. So let's dive deeper. Let's go first into what it is that is propelling our Taurians forward. What is the momentum here for Taurus? Okay. I want this one. Oh, we have two for you. Okay. We have the sun here. So the bright new star, a way of being that is incredibly powerful, which goes hand in hand here. You see the light rays are hitting you and making you feel on top of the world. So I love how similar those are. Okay, and then we have this a six of vessels, which is about mourning, and it goes over here with the cloud cover. So, and over here with burdens as well. So, and perhaps because of the position that this is in, this could very well be that things have not manifested quickly, that things have been difficult, you know, a difficult journey coming. So to clarify this, we have here the 10 of arrows or the 10 of swords, which is all about instruction. It's very possible to ask for help and to help yourself by reaching out to others. So I think that's very important there. And you all are very much connected to this higher source energy, this divine connection in the center. So we're finding that as you release your burdens, as you allow yourself to grow, the universe has to intervene less and less, which ends up being much more smooth sailing for all of us here on planet Earth, right? So let's see here what aspects of you are awakening at this time. Yes, so we're working on the ability to receive and also to give. So, you know, I've been hearing with most of the readings I've done this segment, this month. If you want to check your sun, moon, and rising signs, you'll see I've been saying a lot, good people do good things with money. And I see that here as well. There's a transformation or a butterfly inside of this bowl, and this woman is giving the gift of transformation. And again, there's like this bright white light coming from her chest, which is here as well, and also here. So I did cover up the morning there because I think more than focusing on, you know, where you've been and the turmoil you've seen, it's so much more beneficial for us to be thinking instead of how we can ask for help and what we can do to exceed expectations, because I feel that that might be something that has weighed on you in the past as well. Okay, we have the balance here of emotions and intellect. So a balancing is going on within you where you are an earth sign, but you also find yourself sometimes highly emotional or having emotional responses to things. And we all do, but then we try to think our way out of it or run our way through it, you know. And the universe is here to say it's time to kind of slow down, to take things steps at a time, and to feel yourself connect with the divine before making those choices, before diving in deep. You instead are first and foremost laying down things that are not yours to carry. We need to make space, right? And drop the sort of mourning type energy, because we don't want to excel just so that we do not fail, right? There's this aspect of manifesting success through the aspect of not failing, and it doesn't quite work that way. And what we'll find is that things end up moving quite slowly, and the clouds continue to cover our clarity and our divine connection. So instead, we need to focus on it's time to focus on this breath of life, what it is that really breathes intuitive knowing into you, divine connection into you. What is it that makes you feel like you are progressing in a state of abundance? And at the bottom of the deck here, we have this green woman, and she holds all this magic. She's like a seer, you know, or like a high priestess, but she's from the earth sign. This would be like kind of the night of, no wait, we have the 8. This is the 8 of Pentacles in a traditional tarot. So there's this method here of having all of the resources that is needed. She has her crystal ball, she has a staff with jewels, and we have a crown here. So there's more than enough to get you by. You have resources available to you. It's just a matter now of being flexible and allowing yourself to excel. So let's see what it is that is ready to be released for our dear Taurians. Okay. Oh, 2 again. Goodness. You all get 2 very often here. Okay, so we have adventure and faith. So because of its position, I would say that it's really time to embrace the fact that the world is a adventure. It is. And we have this butterfly here, and it's just half of a butterfly, just like in this image here. So twice you get this half butterfly coming through and teaching you that transformations cannot just be half done. We must have faith, spread our wings, allow ourselves to fully and completely soar up and out of the situation at hand, because all in all, you do want to move, you do want to excel, you do want to find that end goal, but you find yourself second guessing, and in turn, you kind of come up with the plan B, right? So it all comes back to perception Sometimes the earth or, you know, the 3D world will give us these dramas of happy and sad and people coming and going and this painful situations like breakups and friend breakups and all these different things. But when we can perceive it as roles and something happens that is treacherous or is devastating, we then can look beyond that and say, isn't that interesting? Something happened as a reflection somehow, some way to my divine connection, my ability to manifest. What I give out is also what I receive. How can I be in charge of that and say, I want more of this, therefore I'm going to give more of this so that I can attract it. Okay, so law of attraction coming in very strongly here. And it does seem that this is something that you're wanting because we have a stuck in the mud here right at the bottom. So what is it that Taurus needs to understand from the spirit realms when it comes to this hour of power, when it comes to, okay, so the dry desert comes forward here, not the energy we want. This is a little bit more of this, the morning energy and the cloud cover type energy. And this is just a desolate space that seems kind of hopeless. So let's get a clarifier here. What does Taurian energies need to embrace instead? Oh my, storm fields, okay. The energy remains the same. You know, there's only so many things that we can control in this life, right? And turbulence, chaos, twisters, tornadoes, whatever you want to call it, are going to happen. It's cycles that the universe gives us in order to fully grow and learn and expand. And as I mentioned before, transformations cannot only be half, okay? And as we talked about this reliance card here, I also said the one ring circus, and here it is. You are taking on too much alone, Taurus, and this is why you're finding turbulence. So it's time to it is very much time to focus on your community and ask for that assistance. Give me one moment. Okay, my apologies. Let's dive in now to your forward action and where you're headed with this earth connection and empowerment. What do we need to keep in mind as you go through and move towards your future? Okay, anticipate that something wonderful is happening, changes in the air, open yourself to the blessings on their way. I really love the energy with that. It's very positive and it's a decision that you get to make, that blessings are coming to you and that you are attracting and manifesting those things to come to you. And on the bottom of the deck here, we have discernment. See the truth of the situation, use common sense, and don't be fooled. Pay attention, your intuition knows. I love that, your intuition knows. This is something that you are growing, your divine connection to source. I love the frog here, so that is a representation of cleansing. We have the water here with the lotus flower, which of course only grows in muddy waters. So you're learning how to, ask for help. That's very important within you. You're also learning to keep your focus on the positive outcome because continuously you're seeing sort of the clouds coming in, the morning coming over you and saying, you know, it hasn't happened yet, therefore it couldn't possibly be true for me. But the universe wants you to shift that to instead a quiet anticipation, a gentle anticipation for what's to come, a future that is positive and uplifting for your soul. Okay, let's go into now what it is that you can be expressing at this time. What are our Taurians expressing to the public arena? Patience. Yeah, this makes perfect sense. I love the similarities here with this big sun shining energy. And the water birds are all about self-reflection as well. So this is patience within yourself, Patience as you go about this awakening, and expressing to the universe that you will embrace whatever comes. I think that's very important as well. So there's sort of this containment. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have purity. Understanding that what comes to you is purely a gift from the universe. And I know that's hard because sometimes we think, oh, well, this is a turbulent situation, or, you know, I've been through hell and high water, and the universe is always looking at us and saying, isn't that a beautiful gift? What I've just given you, you know, this need for instruction, this person to come and tell you how it is. And, you know, you want so bad to be self-reliant, so much so that you're willing to do it all alone if need be, but the universe wants you to stray away from that mindset. Okay, let's get, what I want to know more now is how you're going to be connecting to your spirit realms. How are you connecting upwards, Taurus? The taming power of the small. Oh, such a beautiful energy here. Firstly, the spiders represent creation energy. They spin silk from their webs that doesn't come from anywhere else. It comes from within them. Okay, this is a material, an actual material thing that you can grab, touch, it's tangible, and it comes from inside of that spider. And it has actually been the inspiration for our alphabet because the letter A is depicted here. So there's a creation, there's a new beginning, and it says here, self-restraint, self-sufficiency. So a repeat message here, self-sufficient or self-reliant, same thing. Careful preparations, that's that in bulk time that we're in right now. Resourcefulness, minor impediments, and adaptability. So this ability to move forward regardless of the pains or regardless of the turbulations. And I think that's going to be very important for you. It's learning to adapt and move through situations and to also keep yourself positive as you do so. Okay. And the bottom of the deck here is keeping still. So this is how you're going to best connect to your sources at this time, to best connect to your spirit guides. And it says meditation, self-renewal, composure, detachment, self-acceptance, equanimity, and serenity. I actually really love this sequence here. This is like going to that place in the mountains and just sitting for a really long time until, you know, the world becomes a little bit wishy-washy and you begin to not even recognize where you are, and you begin to travel through worlds and realms. So I love, actually, I'm being called to these two together, where the lotus flower is white and she holds it in her hand, and the bowl has kind of this white energy coming from it, and she holds this in her hand as well. And I actually am just realizing there's a snake drinking from this water as well. As you see, half of the transformation of the butterfly, we have the snake as well, which is also shedding old skins, shedding an old paradigm, and embracing a new way of being, a new way of attracting, manifesting, and, you know, etc. So let's dive in here and get some, oh, hello, okay. We have some animals, oh, and right at the bottom of the deck, creation energy with the spider. And I already mentioned what the spider represents. We have, the fox here, strategy, as you're creating for your empire, as you're manifesting your goals, dreams, and abundance, what have you. This is camouflage. I'm not exactly sure why the keyword is camouflage. To me, the wolves are about, or sorry, you might be feeling called to wolves too, but the fox here is all about strategy and thinking your way through, which we've covered here as well. Thinking your way through and thinking your way out is not so much the way. okay? And instead, having patience for what it is that lies ahead is going to be more beneficial for you. Then we have the rabbits here. And the rabbits are prey animals. They always tend to manifest someone to eat them. So in ancient times, it was, well, what are they possibly thinking about if constantly we see the rabbits getting eaten? So there's an anticipation for what's to come, and perhaps sometimes we're grabbing an umbrella, assuming it's going to rain, rather than grabbing the flip-flops, assuming that everything will be laid out before us easily. Okay, so this goes here with the expectation of things to be hard and having to work very difficult, for that. Work hard for the abundance, work hard for the dream to work, things like that. And it is a deception. This is something that you can release and be done with. And the universe wants this for you. I love the owls because they see the 360 degrees all the way around their head. And it's such an easy thing for them to just see right through illusions and instead to see what is truly there, whether it's day or night. So you're awakening your senses, and both of these are reversed, which I think really sums up your reading, Taurus. We have magic and life mana reversed for you. So the raven is all about that mystical void. It's like the great mystery opening up for you, being able to see beyond the realms, being able to see into the other world, and you find yourself yearning for that information, that divine connection that's right in the center of your reading here. And somehow, some way, you're kind of not allowing that in. So we'll put that here with the adventure card because it should be an adventure. It should be a dance, right? And instead we're sort of feeling like, well, the desert is dry anyway, so why would I leave the house? Or, I'm going to manifest something grabbing me and sucking me back down, and the clouds covering my sunshine, so why should I try to radiate my own? Okay. And instead, the universe very much wants you to illuminate on your gifts and give yourself the ability to radiate this energy. Because if you look here, I mean, really, these should be the center of your reading, because this is your mindset. This is you manifesting your goals and dreams, your castle, if you will. And there's a part of you that still believes that it's not possible. And the universe is kind of calling you out on that, trying to think your way through it. And that is, excuse me, you being dedicated and loyal to it is trying to think your way through, when really this is more of a feel your way through. This is more of a allow things to come to you. And at the bottom of the deck here, this is just screaming at me, we have the field of plenty. I don't really have words for how powerful these two images are. I mean, not even the images, just the cards themselves and the energy that they hold. Wholeness being achieved. This is about a new world of peace and harmony, where people just reach out and grab whatever they need to survive, and then they get to relax the rest of the day, right? This is the cornucopia. Some people may recognize this with Thanksgiving in North America, right? Where the native people presented a feast to the white settlers, and they said, come and feast with us. Give thanks and give gratitude because you're here now and you are on this fruitful land, and we welcome you and welcome to the shores. It wasn't like that. Sure, that might be part of it, but more than that, the lesson was actually in manifestation. The cornucopia is the vortex, right? So it's like a person might stand on the face of the earth, and then his mindset goes up and out, just like this. and he radiates this energy field, this energy vortex, where he's manifesting everything that could possibly be wanted or needed at any time, material or otherwise, tangible or otherwise, with gratitude, with a gentle anticipation of what's to come that is positive, and like I said, grabbing the umbrella. If you want rain, then grab the umbrella and know that it's out there, you know? Or if you want there to be sunshine, leave the umbrella down. And maybe, just maybe, you manifest that it's not raining today, right? It's kind of that concept of putting the cart behind the horse and thinking to yourself, if I have the innate powers to create, why wouldn't I stay in positivity? Why wouldn't the life that I live be the dance? It's time to fully and completely trust your intuition at this time, Taurus, because we're in a state where this is the energy you're able to call upon, whether it's a Sabbath of the Wheel of the Year being in bulk today, or maybe it's the power place and the Native American concept of manifestation and creation energy. They are very much the same. It doesn't matter which ancient theology you want to call upon. We are in a state right now of the Age of Aquarius, Christ consciousness, 5D, whatever you want to call it, fifth world of peace. Everyone's calling it something different. But what it is realizing as a collective consciousness that we are able to manifest whatever we want, so long as our intuition is running the show. Okay, and we have intuition here at the bottom of the deck with this deck. Your intuition runs the show. You're going to need some boundaries at this time, and you're going to need to keep your mindset under control. So the power of these two cards saying you will have whatever your heart desires, you simply need to believe. There's just no words for how powerful that is. This is a promise of the universe that you cannot fail. Okay, so the next step, which I'd like to do, is I'm going to take all of the cards themselves and I'm going to compile them into a story that goes from start to finish to summarize your entire reading. So while I'm gathering these cards, while I'm putting them into their piles and getting a sequence that feels good to me to present to you, I'd like you to check out the description box, click that like button, subscribe if you feel it, get notifications if you feel it. I will be doing these readings every month. I have a free Facebook group. I have the Akashic Records course that I teach that's very much about manifestation and how to speak with your spirit guides and how to see through this deception that is kind of all over here. Keeping in charge of your mindset by really thinking about the positive thoughts. And it isn't just about that, and I know that. There's a lot of self-reliance there. Being in charge of your manifestation is really huge for you right now. So I'd love to help you with that. Check out the description box to see how. Let me go ahead and arrange your cards. Okay, Taurus. Oh, one moment. My apologies. I tried to start from the ending and go towards the beginning, and we don't want to do that. We want to start at the beginning. So the beginning is, you've been feeling very much self-reliant on yourself. And there is a lot of pride there. I mean, in a beautiful way. You should feel proud of yourself for carrying your burdens and for continuing on this endeavor, building your empire, starting whatever it is, this new idea, this new beautiful beginning, but doing it on your own doesn't actually feel good. It doesn't. It makes you feel like the turbulence gets to be too much. It gets to feel like, you know, sometimes I'm just too small to take on the powers of the world. And then we get deception coming through. And it says, the clouds are coming over. It's going to rain in this dry desert. So everything's going to get very difficult, very slippery. And we start to feel deprived. We start to feel like it is just simply too much. And rightfully so. But we have to overcome this fear. The fear of failure, the fear of not being enough, the fear of working so hard and having it be for nothing. It can paralyze us. Okay, speaking from experience here. So you find yourself shining through and having to overcome and having to blast through, right? And fill your cup up. You're having to fill up your cup and to hold that cup to your heart and just say, this is my energy. This is my sacred space. And I just saw this one here at the bottom of the deck screaming at me, so I had to grab it. This is the medicine wheel, which is the reading we just did, all around in a circle here like so. And there's your energy right in the middle, as it should be. But there's a sacred space here where you are revering yourself as sacred, and you are containing your energy and saying, this is how I renew myself. This is the serenity that lives within me. And the universe responds to that energy by saying, here you go. Bathe in this energy. Engulf yourself in this energy. Call upon the energy of the earth. Bring yourself that empowerment. And now you are contained, you are balanced, and you are able to approach any challenge with a much different perspective, which is whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether he or she or him or her, revere it as such. I am going to discern, and I will decide what it is that I do with this information. See the truth of the situation, use common sense, and do not be fooled. Pay attention, your intuition knows. So come back to filling your cup up, Taurus. Whenever things get sticky, whenever the rain falls, whenever things become too much, clear your own energy space. This is about your mind and your heart being on the same page as much as possible. It isn't going to be always. You know, we all go through turbulence, but always come back to your intuition. Your intuition comes forward, and pretty soon you begin to see yourself in a new light, going through the world and embracing new heights and seeing your world change. You begin to see yourself having faith in every single thing that comes your way. You open up your wings and you begin to fly, trusting in your wings more than the branches, right? The bird does not fear the branch falling from beneath it because it has wings. And instead, you go ahead and embrace that. If the ground is going to fall, let it fall, because something wonderful is happening. Changes in the air. Open yourself to blessings on their way. Embrace the change. Embrace that the universe has your back, and that everything that has been given to you to make you stronger, to put you through a turbulence that shakes you to your core, it has been there strategically. It has been there to help you make decisions. It has been there to give you insight into where you're going, where you're headed, and to help you to cultivate a certain loyalty to yourself, to your empire. I just wanted to get all the the sort of dog-like creatures together here. But you must focus on the good, Taurus. Focus on purity, have patience with yourself, and then also call on help. Allow people to be here for you. Trust your community, the people that surround you, the people who are there for you. Allow them to be there. And in so doing, you're going to find yourself so much more aligned with forward movement. You're going to be allowing yourself to move forward, allowing yourself to embrace the newness, the brand new energy that awaits you from all around the world. And it gets to be a fun adventure now. Again, dancing through life, embracing the gifts that life gives you. Because you're not doing it alone, you get to soar. And life mana takes you over. This idea that everything gets to be sweet, everything gets to be joyful, and you start living as if you're a child again. Just playing with the castle and thinking, this is going to be mine one day. I am going to embrace this, and I'm going to use my magic that I know that I have, and I am going to create it out of nothing. This is pure creation energy, literally seeing something happen that wasn't there before. And it's all because you stood up, you did it, and you are creating your own empire out of nothing, out of thin air, just with your manifestation power. Well, maybe a little more, right? You're calling upon the magic of the earth. You're calling upon the magic of the directions, of the elements, of, whatever you believe in, whatever you believe to be true. Maybe the Sabbats, of the wheel of the year. Maybe ancient theologies like the whirling rainbow prophecy, things that give you life, things that breathe new energy into you. And as a result, Taurus, the field of plenty is here to tell you that your needs will be manifested. You will see your tower built. You will see, let's see, I want that one to be on its own because it's very important. This is your creation. And this is you calling upon your higher sources, calling upon the ancient knowledge of Earth, or perhaps just your own Akashic records or your own soul contract, your own, you get to believe whatever it is that you would like. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. There we go. But I do teach the Akashic records if you're looking to really empower yourself to this dream. I'm also an online business coach. I have a free Facebook group. I mean, this is so very possible for you, Taurus. It's time to normalize this. It's time to normalize receiving wealth and building an empire. Excuse me. It is time to embrace being a CEO or being a transition team member, being somebody who knows what to do and manifests the action steps to get there. And it may just be that you're meant to be a teacher of some kind, a spiritual teacher, healer, someone who gives other people strength, someone who gives other people counsel. If that's your empire, Taurus, it's very imperative that you do not fail because of this here. This world is counting on you to do this work. So do not second guess yourself, Taurus. Do not go back on your plans. Do not grab that umbrella. Instead, grab the sunglasses because the sun is shining down and it's radiating from you. So you're literally engulfed in this bright white light, and allow yourself to be there. Allow yourself to truly ignite, open up, blossom, and see those needs manifested so that you can be supported as you go about this work. Ask for help, reach out to healers, mystics, readers, practitioners. It doesn't have to be Akashic records. It could also be Reiki, or there's, the list goes on and on of things that people are doing nowadays, and they are making a killing. And you can too, Taurus. So no more second guessing yourself. Go ahead and check out my description box. I've got some resources in there that could change everything for you. It's time to just think positively. It's time to just go for the gold. Stop second guessing. Go for it, and go for it all the way. I thank you all so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. You guys know the deal. And I will see you all next month. Bye.